I was ready to just move on and forget it. When my ex and I broke up, things between us were okay. We were still seeing each other at least once a week. We did this for several months at least. Finally, I'd had enough. If he wanted me still, I'd be willing to try again. If not, then so be it. I wanted to call it quits forever. Well, so did he, but in an incredibly fed-up way. He called me over one night and wanted to talk to me. I agreed. He finally told me that he had a girlfriend and could no longer see me. Okay, whatever, hurt a bit, but nothing I can't push through. I didn't want to tell him what I had on my mind, but he insisted I tell him. So I did. I told him that I still had feelings for him, but, oh well, it's too late now anyways. I was sad. But again, I can push through the rejection. I'm still young. I've got this. Well, that's where the tables turned. He was secretly ecstatic that I told him that, but not for the right reasons. No, he was happy because this meant he could humiliate me now. He called me over again one night. I had asked why. Since he had a girlfriend, there's no need to see me anymore, but he insisted. So I went over not expecting much but a conversation with some closure or something. That's not what I got. No, he introduced me to her, his last girlfriend, as he called her, beaming with pride as he did so. I asked why the last part, and he said, "Oh, because she's going to be the last girl I ever date." Okay, cool. Why am I here? He then hands me a bag of all the things I ever gave him and says he wanted no memories of me since he found his true love and has no need to remember me. He's saying all of this with this awful smugness to him, like as though he's saying, "Haha, I win, you stupid." I asked him why is he being so cruel. There's no need for this. I never cheated on him, or even so much as been angry with him. I'd always kept whatever I felt inside, and the one time I showed some vulnerability to him, this is how he treats me. Even when we broke up, I had not once cried in front of him, no matter how cruel I felt he was being. I always maintained a strong poker face. He then told me how he never loved me and never saw a future with me. I was just something to FCK in his spare time while he waited for the one he really wanted, which just so happened to be a freshly turned 19-year-old he met in college. He was 24 at the time of this. He just kept going and going with the jabs to my ego and self-esteem. This man who I once loved was trying to tear me down to pieces, and for what? What was the reward for this? He finally admitted he was doing this to give me a taste of my own medicine. What in the world is he even talking about? Well, it turns out he remembered a story I told him when I was 18-19, freshly out of high school and trying to explore my love life. I had a long-time crush who I really liked and spent many years pining for. I was finally able to get him, and when I got him I realized he wasn't what I really wanted. I enjoyed the attention and the chase he gave me. When I realized that, instead of being mature and telling this boy that I didn't want to date him, I cut ties with him abruptly. There's a bit more to reason as to why I did it abruptly, and it's mainly due to how he would try to pressure me to sleep with him. It turned me off from him. Well, my ex took that story that I had told him with very minimal context and ran with it, and said I deserve this because this is how I treat men, so I need to be treated the same way. So basically he admitted he planned this for months just to get back at me for something I did as a dumb teenager. I couldn't believe it, honestly. It felt so fucking stupid. This led to huge argument and a fight broke out. I couldn't believe it. All 3 years of us together was a total waste of time. He wanted to mind FCK me and destroy me. He wanted to destroy any hope of us getting back together by being a total psychopath. I don't know how his current GF handles him. She saw how he was and still chose to be with him. They say love is blind, but it can't be that blind, right?